Colombia, a country with a rich tapestry of stories, is often viewed through the lenses of its sporting achievements, the legacy of Pablo Escobar, or its vibrant natural diversity and lively nightlife. This nation, spanning over 1 million square kilometers, about 5 times the size of Ecuador, is home to a population of approximately 52 million souls, presenting a social and cultural landscape that is as varied as it is fascinating, despite the challenges it faces. The Colombian narrative is like a prism, reflecting periods of prosperity and adversity throughout its history. Before the arrival of Spanish conquistadors in the late 15th century, a mix of indigenous tribes already inhabited these lands. European incursion began with Alonso de Ojeda and Juan de la Cosa in 1499, inaugurating a chapter of exploration and subsequent colonization. Colombia's path to independence was a fervent journey, initiated in 1810 and achieved in 1819, following iconic clashes like the Battle of Boyacá. Under the leadership of notable figures such as Simón Bolívar and Francisco de Paula Santander, Gran Colombia was born, a dominion that unified the territories of present-day Venezuela, Colombia, Panama, and Ecuador. However, internal disputes tore apart this alliance, leading to the segregation of the territories. Throughout the 19th century and the early 20th century, Colombia witnessed a political ballet between the conservative and liberal parties, whose fierce power struggle plunged the country into a spiral of conflicts and attempts at pacification. This tumultuous landscape provided fertile ground for the eruption of violence and instability in the 20th century, especially after the assassination of a liberal leader in 1948, an event that ignited the spark of El Bogotazo, a wave of revolt and violence that swept through the country. During the latter part of the 20th century, Colombia experienced a whirlwind of turmoil with the emergence of armed rebel groups, most notably the FARC, founded in 1964, and other factions that arose later. These organizations fueled a long-standing internal conflict. Simultaneously, the 1980s marked the exponential growth of the cocaine industry, solidifying Colombia as its primary global producer, exacerbating the already troubled socio-political affairs. Despite the shadow of violence and the numerous social challenges, many of which stemmed from economic inequalities and instabilities, the Colombian nation remained resilient. Over the years, Colombia has strived diligently for well-being and progress, overcoming its adversities with remarkable vigor and unwavering faith in the future. Thus, the Colombian narrative weaves a rich tapestry of triumphs and tribulations that define the country today. Medellin, nestled in the Colombian mountainous heartland, and when viewed from above with its imposing buildings, can evoke glimpses of urban Hong Kong, is a living repository of tales of resilience and reinvention. In its approximately 382 square kilometers, this metropolis, home to nearly 3 million souls, stands out with its dizzying architecture, reflecting the need for vertical growth. 30 years ago, Medellin was infamously known as one of the most dangerous places on the globe. However, the current landscape drastically differs from that image. Today, even with the existence of marginalized areas, organized crime is nearly a vestige of the past. The city that was once the beating heart of feared cartels has transformed into one of the nation's most coveted tourist destinations, symbolizing an extraordinary saga of renewal and determination. Explorers and travelers from around the globe are magnetically and incessantly drawn to Medellin, a city whose history, steeped in the activities and legacies of Pablo Escobar, still resonates in the global collective consciousness through various film and television productions. However, the true magic of the place lies in the remarkable urban and cultural transformation that the city has witnessed. Despite Escobar, the founder of the notorious Medellin cartel, still being a point of visitation, the city, and on a broader scale Colombia, have tirelessly worked to resize and reinterpret their narratives in the post-Escobar era. Where there was once fear, now streets overflow with tourist vitality. Walls painted with graffiti and street art proclaim visual messages of transformation and optimism, particularly in areas like Comuna 13. Medellin, with its warm and welcoming atmosphere, has become a hub where previously inhospitable areas flourish with urban life and culture, allowing visitors to immerse themselves in the genuine Colombian cultural experience. Additionally, gaining insight into the local economy and standard of living is vital to understanding the reality of the residents. The depreciation of the Colombian peso against the US dollar hovering around 4,500 pesos per dollar, presents a unique economic landscape. While the Colombian minimum wage is around 1 million pesos, it is important to note that the realities of rent and living costs are balanced by factors such as location and lifestyle choices, such as choosing to live in communal settings. For example, renting a 3-bedroom apartment in Bogotá can be financially contrasting compared to Cali, revealing the internal inequalities in the country regarding living standards. Thus, many, especially singles, may opt for cost-effective approaches, such as renting a room or cohabiting, thus building a residential dynamic as diverse as its metropolises. This panoramic view of Medellin offers more than a portrait of its extraordinary transformation. It also prompts reflection on the contemporary realities experienced by its citizens and the economic aspects of residing in present-day Colombia. Amidst Colombia's rich cultural and social tapestry, individuals and couples explore various housing and lifestyle options. For childless couples, living in a fully furnished studio for approximately $85 per month, including expenses, can be an attractive choice. Additionally, the country is known for its affordability in terms of the cost of living, especially concerning food prices. A dozen eggs can be purchased for 7 Colombian pesos, a kilogram of chicken for 20 pesos, and a kilogram of bananas for 5 pesos, considering the current exchange rate. The country is a magnet for travelers, offering luxurious accommodation options for an average of $30 to $50 per night. The transportation system also offers variety, with many preferring to use Uber to avoid the common congestion in public transportation, although conventional taxis can be a slightly more expensive option. Motorcycles are also a favored mode of transportation among locals due to the complexity and cost associated with acquiring a car. Colombia's economic affordability has led it to be compared to the Thailand of South America. Both food and entertainment are offered at attractive prices, although unemployment and economic insecurity are tangible obstacles. Street vendors and urban artists populate urban landscapes, offering everything from cold lemonades for approximately 3,000 Colombian pesos to impromptu performances at busy intersections. Similar to several Brazilian cities, activities like windshield cleaning at traffic signals are common means of livelihood. When engaging with Colombian citizens, a non-judgmental quality regarding financial situations becomes evident. They are generally receptive to those who show a willingness to spend and interact. Prolonged eye contact often serves as an invitation for approach and conversation. It is worth noting that while prostitution is legal in Colombia, law enforcement directs their actions intensively against trafficking. Local governments in Colombia typically avoid intervening in the relationships between citizens. Building authentic connections with Colombians often involves immersing oneself in the world of dance, as Latin rhythms are essential for strengthening human bonds in the region. The passion for music, which echoes until the early hours of the morning, and the act of dancing are intrinsic to the cultural essence of the country. In an economic scenario where the minimum wage does not exceed $300 and unemployment rates are concerning, in part due to high population density, many Colombians reinvent themselves to maintain a dignified standard of living. In Colombia, having financial resources can open numerous doors, with Medellin being a clear reflection of this. Bogotá, the bustling capital, rises majestically into the sky, with its cable cars crisscrossing the skyline. Home to an estimated 7 million souls, it is nestled among mountains at an altitude of 2,650 meters. Like Medellin, Bogotá deeply values its urban art, but sets itself apart with its more modern infrastructure and cosmopolitan character. As the beating heart of Colombia, the city attracts young people seeking higher education, and at the same time has areas like Santa Fe, known for their underground scenes and often avoided by the population. But Colombia is more than just delicious food and vibrant nightlife. There are places like Guatapé, located a short 2-hour trip from Medellin, a lush sanctuary where land and water harmoniously meet. The highlight of this location is a massive rock formation, a natural monument formed over millions of years and today one of the most visited tourist spots. And while the splendid lake panorama may seem like a gift from nature, it is actually the result of Colombian ingenuity from the 1970s when a dam was built that now powers the nation with electricity. In picturesque corners of Colombia, you'll find a vibrant and distinctive trade where inhabitants, immersed in an atmosphere of warm hospitality and captivating rhythms, offer products as exotic as they are fascinating, from alligator heads to fish from Amazonian origins. Faced with economic challenges, many locals choose to make their own cigarettes, a more economical alternative that has also become a local quirk of commerce. The kindness and generosity of Colombians resonate particularly in rural areas where subsistence and the pursuit of a prosperous future unfold day by day. In the heart of the Colombian Amazon, the River of Five Colors, discovered in 1969, proves to be a spectacular landmark, gaining its distinctive coloration from a unique plant that adorns its waters. But Colombian diversity goes beyond that. There is an island off the coast that promises to surprise any visitor with its autonomy and community management. There, without a traditional local government, inhabitants steer their own lives, without the presence of police forces or an established healthcare system. In times of urgency, it's solidarity among them that prevails, while journeys to the mainland pose a significant obstacle. On the island, where approximately 1,200 individuals live, autonomy is the order of the day. Visitors from the mainland have limited stays, and only one guest house is available for accommodation. Fishing is the backbone of the local economy, and consequently, fish takes center stage in daily meals. The digital age has arrived through over 200 solar panels and internet connectivity. We sincerely thank you for allowing us to share this journey with you. If you enjoyed the exploration, please leave a like and subscribe for more adventures and discoveries. Until next time.